With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow, his taste low and fails to grow, you never know, this surely turned into an easy bingo. Once ticked off across the board with charge toward because his code can't be ignored, just how much TSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch on why his sheep are also cheap, or DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine, it's not in burp and leaning ban, it matters not if actually fun is child can't see it powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending different bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and fatty wife and all his strife of forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and a win is in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won, thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Janet here. Welcome to some DSP Bingo on Sunday the 25th of September 2022. Phil is live and we're just waiting for him to go properly live because it's just this kind of pre-stream art crap going through right now. Couple wee things to go through. First of all, Conroy. Big shout out to Conroy in the chat. He DM'd me this the other night on Twitter. This guy makes like interrogation videos, like true crime documentary videos. This is a tour video. Conroy likes this kind of thing, right? So he doesn't expect to be seeing DSP, references when he's watching these kind of things. But lo and behold, there was a DSP reference in this particular video made by this guy called Damon Veriel. Damon Veriel. Damon Veriel, fucking whatever his fucking name is. Shout out to him anyway. He made this video a couple of days ago. And yeah, there's a DSP reference in it randomly. 50,000 views, a lot of people that watch this. There's not a single reference to DSP, I think, in this chat down here in the comments. But wow, it's a very random brief reference to Phil Burnell. So here's the reference.
The expired plates on Rojas's truck belonged to a man from Puyallup, a city 30 minutes away from Rojas's city of Renton, which also happens to be Darkside Phil's place of residence. More importantly, the plates had expired.
Yeah, there you go, just a random DSP reference thrown in there when talking about some actual, and I love the video title is What a Bad Liar Looks Like. The sheer irony of that. What a bad liar looks like, and he's got a random DSP reference in there, which is not even to do with, the video itself. It's just, Renton, by the way, guess who else lives in Renton? This bad liar. Yeah, shout out to Conroy for sending it on to me, which is a very random DSP reference in a video which is not anything to do with DSP or gaming or anything like that. It's literally about our kind of fucking things. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about very quickly, guys. The second thing I want to talk about, our guy Pixar Animations has the good news he shared with us the other night on Twitter. YouTube allowed him to monetize his channel. He's not going to run ads or anything, which is similar to what I do, but he would appreciate any super thanks as he's saving up to buy a new PC so he can make bigger, better animations. To celebrate, he made a wee short. And you can go to his channel, check out the short. Whoops, this is muted.
How can I help you, young man?
I got a $100 check from my grandma.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
Notice that we cat's in the fucking background randomly. Fucking cat is just sitting there working away. Fucking banner DSP gaming. Fucking banner in the background as well. But yeah. Funny wee fucking video.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
The thing is as well, there's a wheelchair symbol in the back of that seat. There's an actual wheelchair symbol in the back of that seat for giving us fucking money. So, obviously people can super thanks, and there's a wee button here to super thanks people on videos. I've done it for, not this video. I immediately stepped on, but you know what? This video, I gave him a super thanks already. So guys, that's what I'm saying, like, I just dropped him 50 quid for a super thanks because the guy deserves it. How often do I fucking play this video at the end of streams, for example? How often do I do it? So guys, if you want to show some love to Pixar Animations, you can go to his videos, give him a super thanks, you know, I'm sure he'd appreciate it, you know. But yeah, and by the way, people also, I mean, occasionally I do get super thanks myself, and I don't necessarily call it out or whatever, but the last time I got super thanks was a few days ago from Yusuf. So shout out to Yusuf, by the way, thank you very much for that super thanks, I do appreciate it. So it's an easy way as well. People want to visit videos now. If they like what they see and they want to give, you know, fuck money, it's an easy way to do it, you know. And Pixar, I mean, I stream quite regularly, so obviously it's the easier way to kind of, you know, for people to give money if I'm doing a stream. But Pixar doesn't do many streams at all, if any. So it's one of those things where if you want to show support for Pixar, but you know, it doesn't stream, but you still can give them something if you want by dropping them a super thanks. So yeah, just thought I'd share that kind of wee bit of good news. Right, so all that being done out of the way, Phil will probably be going live quite soon. Let's pick a bingo card for today. I'm going to hit shuffle a few times and then I'm going to spin the wheel. Oh, wait a second. Wait. I need to add one more thing. I forgot to add this back. So I've got it saved on my wee file, but I didn't add it into this yet. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. There it is. Scat Talk. The return of the Scat Talk. So there we fucking go. So let's spin the wheel and see what our bingo card will be like today. Tips! What do you know? That's effectively a guarantee is going to mention tips, that's for damn sure. Have I got Scat Talk? Okay, I do. Cool. Right. Well, in that case, I need a number. Oh, wait a second. I need a number between 50 and 150. How about that? The first number I see in chat between 50 and 150. John is Stupid is the first number in chat I saw with 59. So we're going to go to the 59th. This might be annoying actually. Just because of the way I've done this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bear with me here. 8, 9, 10, 11. This might take a while. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So, wait. Look at this fucking 20 here. So it's a 20. It's actually might fucking take a while. Jeez, I didn't think it's true. About 20 so far. 20 bingo cards. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 should be there. 28, 29. We're getting there. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Fucking 47. Fucking 38. I was gonna do this car as 39, 40. There we go. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. We're almost there. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. 58, and finally, we're at 59. Finally, I fucking got there in the end. God damn it, Jesus. And there, because the word tips appears in two different bingo results, it doubles up essentially. So I couldn't count like the $15+ in tips. And I don't know how else to fucking find tips. I mean to rename it. We got there in the end. The card on the right hand side is the bingo card we're going to be using. I'm fucking late for the stream yet. No, Phil's not live yet, okay. I was actually kind of worried. I missed the start of the stream. Why did I fucking say between 50 and 150? Jesus Christ, man. It would have been easier to just say like the first like dozen or something. Anyway, we got there in the end. We got the bingo card sorted. Let me very quickly save it, and then we will. Yeah, this is a bit of a disaster of a start, really. I managed to get my plugs out of the way anyway, you know, support Pixar Animations and all that, so I've got the plugs out of the way, which is a good thing. But there we go, I've got the bingo card saved, which is the good thing as well. Right, so we're waiting for it to go live. So yeah, as soon as it goes live, the game will begin. I'm going to get a bingo set up, guys. You guys can enjoy some Meerkat music while we're waiting to go properly live. So yeah, I'll turn the music up and I'll mute myself. So yeah, cheers for that. And hopefully we'll get a full house today.
The company's name is Brunel Productions. Is internet content creation of on-demand and also live video streaming services.
Big up to your dad.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Please tip me.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Because I have bills coming up. Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
You better take a sip.
Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
Get a real fucking job. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Please tip me. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast, where I remembered to turn on my ghosts for once a week. Hello, I'm Phil, and I am excited. For today is Sunday, the 25th of September, 2022. This is the second half of my streaming week, meaning we already had 3 days. We got 3 more days coming, including today. And we got some good variety and fun today in store for all of you. We got one major story to talk about, news-wise. That's kind of interesting. And we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming events and all kinds of interesting stuff today. I'm sure today we're probably going to have a lot of time for Q&A because, again, we don't have too much in the realm of game news going on, but I think that's because this is kind of like the calm before the storm. And what I mean by that is we're about to start hitting that very heavy, busy gaming season, right? Like right around the corner in October, we're going to have high-profile releases starting with Overwatch 2, and then, a couple of slower weeks, and then all of a sudden, it's like gaming overload with game after game after game coming out, and we will be so busy, it's going to be very hard to even keep track of everything going on. So we're right there. We're right at the calm before the gaming storm, right? First of all, funny enough, as you guys know, because I've talked about it the last couple of days, the weather here in Washington State in the last week or week and a half has changed to be more autumn-like, which is good because autumn just began, right? So I took my air conditioners out of my windows in the house because I was like, oh, it's nice and cool now. We can actually open the windows, have fresh air. We'll put fans in front of the windows to blow the air through the house and get air circulation. This will be good. And then yesterday all day there was sun, and today all day there's going to be sun, and tomorrow all day there's going to be sun with not a cloud in the sky, which equates to heat. You just can't win. So essentially what I'm seeing by looking at the weather schedule, okay, today, tomorrow, and Tuesday are the last warm days of the year here for us. So I got to tough through it. You're going to see me on streams being kind of uncomfortable, and there's nothing much I can really do about it. I'm going to be in this office with the window open and the fan blowing full blast, but I'm going to be sweating it out. It sucks, all right? But then, hopefully, we're to cool autumn weather, hopefully more clouds. What we really need here is rain. This is a part of the country just outside of Seattle is where I live, okay? Everyone thinks, oh, it's just cloudy and rainy there all year, right? We haven't seen rain in months. I think one night there was like a 20-minute shower, and that was it. They recorded this summer was the longest string of 90-plus degree Fahrenheit weather ever recorded in this state, and the most dry summer we've ever had. So no clouds, no rain, and just extreme heat all summer long. Global warming doesn't exist, right, guys? I mean, this is supposed to be a part of the country that's moderate and doesn't have hot summers, yet we had a hot summer again. So it's now starting to become just a staple thing. But anyway, not to say that that's going to majorly affect things, but you might notice tomorrow when I'm playing Earthbound, I'm like, ugh, I'm sweating it out and whatever. There's not much I can do about that. But then the good news is right around the corner is full autumn weather. Okay. So what is going on? Well, we are in the midst of covering the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, okay? I played it yesterday on the Xbox Series X. What I'd like to do before we get into the schedule for the rest of the week and all that is talk about my thoughts and comparing the Xbox Series X version of the game to the PlayStation 5 version of the game, which I've now played both of. Now, I am playing it again today, so I'll probably have an even more formulated opinion about this tomorrow. But as of now, my initial impressions, okay, graphically, I quite frankly can't see a difference between the two consoles. If you put one version of the game in front of me, and then I closed my eyes and you swapped and went to the other version of the game and I opened my eyes, I wouldn't even know you did it. They look identical to me. They seem to perform identical, smooth 60 frames per second for the most part. And one thing, I will say this, one thing that I used to complain about doesn't seem to be an issue anymore. If you remember, I used to always complain that in Call of Duty games, when you got into a firefight, the frame rate would drop, right? I'd be like, oh, look, everyone's in a cluster now shooting at each other or whatever. The frame rate dipped, and because the frame rate dipped, now it's harder to control and harder to react to what's going on screen. Why does it always do that? I have not noticed that in either version. That's a good thing, because it is annoying when you're in a competitive game and you're in the midst of a time when you need to have the highest frame rate and the best reaction, and all of a sudden the game starts chugging along and dropping animations. You're like, now wait a minute. How am I supposed to react to this when everything's like half-assed? So I've noticed that it's not happening this time. I guess maybe they finally got the graphical engine down. I don't know, but it certainly looks good to me. And this is even comparing it directly to Modern Warfare a few years ago, which of course was last gen, but even the last couple of years with, what was it? Black Ops Cold War, as well as Vanguard last year. Oh my God, the Vanguard beta, it was like the moment someone fired a gun, it turned into a slideshow, like a fucking paper flip book. So I'm glad that they've hashed these issues out, at least for this year's beta. Connections. They seem equivalent on both consoles. Not that I'm surprised there. It's the same company and everything. But basically, half the time, your game is very responsive. Everything is great. You have no issues. And then half the time, you shoot the shit out of the guy standing directly in front of you who you got the drop on. You die instantly. And then on the kill cam, it shows, oh, he really shot you first, even though that's definitely not what happened from your perspective. I think we're getting used to this now with Call of Duty. Like, we kind of have to accept that this is now going to be the norm, that they are literally never going to fix their netcode, that as long as people continuously make Call of Duty the highest purchased game every year, they will never fix it. Last year, Call of Duty Vanguard was the lowest selling Call of Duty game in a decade, but it was still one of, if not the best selling game of the entire year. With numbers like that, what motivation do they have to fix and improve anything? And in addition to that, we got to be honest here, man, has their competition dropped the ball. In years when like Battlefield had a huge chance. Oh God, Battlefield looks like it's stacking up to be good. This is the year that Battlefield, right, will compete with Call of Duty and destroy it, and then Battlefield was worse. Like, wow, that's really pathetic. And Halo, let's talk about Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite had the chance to become the prominent first-person shooter. And if Halo Infinite had constant updates, seasonal content, incremental improvements, and a reason for people to keep playing, right now we literally might not be we might not be talking about Modern Warfare 2. We might be talking about Halo Infinite Season 2 or Season 3. But who the hell talks about Halo Infinite anymore? The game's dead. Because, because 343 Industries ruined it. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't handle the popularity, and they botched their own game. So, oh, how the tables have turned in a year. Last year, we were all talking about, wow, Vanguard looks like fucking shit. Maybe Battlefield will be better, and maybe Halo. Vanguard sells the least ever in a decade for Call of Duty, right? But then also, Battlefield botches, and then it looks like Halo is going to be the leader, and they are for a few months, and then they fuck it up, and now a year later, we're right back to square one with Call of Duty being prominent and having zero competition in that market space. How the hell did we go full circle like this? I never last year would have predicted this. Anyway, so, that being said, with little to no competition, all right, this game is being played like crazy right now, and the player base is ginormous. Everyone's talking about the Modern Warfare 2 beta right now, which is very exciting, of course. So let's talk directly comparing the two versions and what I think, all right? So I'm going to grab my PlayStation controller off the floor for some show and tell, all right? Okay. So the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, all right, when I'm playing Modern Warfare 2 beta on this controller, okay, it has both adaptive triggers and haptic feedback enabled. And how does that, factor into my gameplay? Well, as I'm playing, every time I get into a firefight where I have to look down the sights, the triggers are actually a key factor, I would say, having that kind of feedback in the trigger. And when I start to fire on an enemy, the controller literally starts going like this. Now, is it that big of a deal? No, it's not. And in fact, what I'm here to tell you is there's some good news. When I first played Call of Duty on PlayStation 5 at its launch 2 years ago, I complained heavily that I felt they botched the haptic feedback. The haptic feedback was too strong to the point where when I was playing, I was accidentally getting melee attacks constantly with my right thumbstick. It got so bad that I actually swapped right thumbstick with circle so that this would be crouch instead of melee. So if I accidentally crouched, at least I could still keep firing. You see? This time around, they fixed it. I had zero problems with the haptic feedback playing it. Never did I once get an accidental melee attack. So obviously, I didn't change, right? I didn't change my hand. I haven't changed as a gamer in 2 years. They changed. They figured out, oh, we fucked it up that first time. Let's fix it. And they did. The haptic feedback is dramatically better. Is it there? Yes. Is it intrusive to the gameplay? Not necessarily. The one thing I will say, okay, is when I get into some heated firefights, sometimes it is jarring when you're trying to react like immediately to everything going around you, and you're, oh, shoot this one, and the controller's still going like this, it can get a little jarring. I'm not saying that it's anything that if you play enough, you're not going to get used to it. I'm just saying initially, yeah, it's a little weird, but it didn't hinder my gameplay per se. Let's put it that way. Okay. So that was fine. And I said the haptics and the adaptive triggers were pretty nice, I would say, for what it was on the PS5 controller. Now, playing this on the Xbox Series X controller, all right, there's no haptics and there's no adaptive triggers. There is a little bit of rumble. I'll be honest with you, the rumble is almost non-existent. All right, it almost never uses it, which I'm okay with. I don't really think that it adds much to the gameplay experience regardless. Maybe if you're playing the campaign, you care. When you're doing competitive multiplayer, I could care less if my controller's vibrating or not, okay? But control-wise, I would argue they're about equal. They are. They're about equal. There's no real major difference between the two playing these two versions of the game. What I will say is that the form factor, the weight, and the thumbstick positioning of the controllers does have some difference. And I want to go over that this morning. At least this is my opinion. You could be completely different. All right? When I hold these two controllers, I can tell you right now that the DualSense is heavier. I don't know why. Maybe it's the rechargeable battery inside of it is a bigger, chunkier thing. And maybe the haptics. Maybe because it has haptic feedback, it needed to have more equipment inside. This controller is lighter. I have a rechargeable battery in it. All right? It's a little bit on the lighter side. Okay? Also, when you look at each controller and the grips that it has, okay? The PlayStation 5 controller does have a grip on it. You can't really see it, but it's these very tiny PlayStation symbols. It's like X's and O's.
I genuinely just fucking want to just go back to that being said podcast and watch that instead. Jesus fucking Christ. This is more boring than fucking usual. What in the fuck is this all about? When did this fucking turn into a fucking review of controllers? He's meant to be talking about a fucking game and he's fucking reviewing goddamn controllers instead. What in the fuck is wrong with him? I'm going 1.25 speed, but we're not far behind, so we'll catch up very fast.
O's and squares and triangles, but they're very, very small. And so when you're holding this controller, you can kind of feel it, but after playing for like an hour, immediately, your hands are getting a little sweaty or greasy, and now you don't feel the grip anymore. Essentially, it might as well not be there. It's so light. It's like next to nothing, okay? The Xbox Series X controller has a very, very well-defined grip structure. Again, you can't see it on camera, but you hear that? Now compare that with PlayStation 5. Almost nothing, you see? Because it has more grip on the controller, it allows you to actually hold your controller more firmly. I found myself when playing on PS5, especially with the haptic feedback that was moving the controller, that yeah, I had to readjust a little bit more, and every once in a while in a heated firefight, essentially I would kind of lose my grip and have to kind of readjust. Not to say that it's a huge problem, but it's definitely a definitive difference between this controller and this one. This one, I never had to readjust my grip. It always worked, and because the controller's lighter, it's actually more comfortable in your hands for a more extended gaming session. You see? Also, I'll be absolutely truthful about the thumbstick positioning. All right, I played the Modern Warfare 2 beta in 2 3-hour sessions last weekend. Okay, actually it was Sunday and Monday of last week on this controller. Every time that I did, at the end of the session, my thumbs were tired. My left thumb in particular, from having to click it in and move it around to control my character and have him run around, my finger got tired. All right, so at the end of the 3 hours, I was like, man, I need a break. I'm glad that my stream's over. Playing this on the Series X controller yesterday, by the end of my session, it was I just started. I had no fatigue in my hands. My hands felt good, ready to go, and ready to game some more. Okay? So, in this case, I actually feel like this controller is just better designed for this kind of a competitive game. However, there is one thing that I should call out. It's kind of weird, but let me call it out anyway. So, I've had my Xbox Series X for about a year. It was actually last summer that it was donated to me by a viewer. Thank you so much to that viewer. As you've seen, I've gotten tremendous amounts of use out of that console, and owning both current gen consoles has allowed me to cover the maximum amount of games, particularly on Game Pass. It's been a godsend for my content and streams, so thank you so much yet again. Now, that being said, this controller I've now used a lot, right? Because I've played a lot of games on the Xbox Series X, and I only have one. I don't have a replacement controller. It's just the same controller I've been using. After about 2 to 3 months of using it, I started having major issues with the right trigger. The right trigger, for some reason, was sticking. And I was like, this is not good. Why is my right trigger sticking? I looked into it and did some research on the internet. And I found out that on this controller, there is a faulty pad that's adhesively stuck inside the controller. So when you push down either trigger, you feel a little bit of force resistance, and that's in the spring or whatever that's in there. But once it goes all the way, and you get to the point where you're depressing it and you want an action from it, okay? Basically what they did is they put a little foam pad inside the controller that's a sticky adhesive, so it stays in place on the back of the controller inside. So when you slam you're not slamming plastic to plastic. Because if you were slamming plastic to plastic, number one, you could break the switch inside, and number two, you could damage your controller and have it break. You know what I mean? The button could snap from the inside, and you could have issues. So it needed to have that padding in there. Okay? Sadly, there were some controllers where the adhesive was defective. And so the adhesive would wear out over a few months, and when you go to use that trigger now, what's happening is it's sticking. Like the actual adhesive pad with the foam on it is kind of moving and sticking around, so it doesn't feel right. And that's exactly what was happening. Is I was playing with this controller, I would push it like this and try to release, and it would be stuck in. Like, what the hell? The button is stuck in. That's not good, right? Especially a game like this, Call of Duty, where sometimes you need to be going rapid taps for the single fire weapons, like do. You need it working. So I've continued to play with this controller. I never bought a new one. I kind of toughed through it. And the thing is, I don't really play competitive first-person shooters that often anyway. Take a look at how many games really need the trigger that much these days. Not that many, you know. Every once in a while, you get a game that uses it a lot. All right? But basically, after having used it a year, I don't know what happened, but it fixed itself. Like, I just played all day yesterday. Not once did that happen. I was shocked. I was like, I thought for sure, giving this game, you know, putting it through the ringer with a Call of Duty game, that it was going to have that issue. And I was fully expecting that if I decided to buy this game on Xbox, that I was going to have to buy a new controller. But so far, I don't know how it fixed itself. I doubt that the adhesive decided to become more adhesive in the last year. But something happened and now it's not bothering me anymore. I don't know. All right? So, directly comparing these two controllers, I'm going to be honest with you, Xbox is the winner. The thumbsticks are better placed. The controller is lighter. It has better grip on the back. And in general, I didn't feel that the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback added enough to my gameplay experience for me to want to play on this controller over this controller. Okay? But we do have another point of contention that we need to bring up. All right, let me go put this controller back so it charges.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut your hole.
All right, as you guys know, I'm a huge weirdo, right? I'm very odd. I do things very differently than most people. Very eccentric, oddball person, and I'm very obstinate in my ways. I don't like to change the way that I do things. If I'm doing something in a way that works for me, I'll just keep doing it. Even if there's changes to the way things are done and advancements, I say, fuck all that. What works for me works. Why change? Here's a perfect example of that. I'm using a PC to stream and capture for 8 years, same exact setup. All right, I've only changed streaming software once in the 8 years. I went from, what was it, XSplit to OBS. All right, and even then, in the last 8 years, I only updated OBS once, and it was a few months ago to go to the latest version of OBS. Outside of that, I have never updated the PC. I mean it. This PC is running on Windows from 8 years ago. Okay? Now, why is that? In my mind, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I can stream every day pretty consistently, and we don't have many technical difficulties, which we don't, right? Why mess with the setup? Let it be what it is. Don't...
A quick reminder that he's not able to fucking save videos after recording them before because apparently his hard drive was fucking dying. Which basically just means the fucking thing probably needs cleaned out or some push or whatever, but let's just completely forget all the time and the fucking computer was letting him down and he wanted a brand new fucking computer. Let's just forget all that fucking... that little fucking push to try and get a new PC from his deadhead fans.
Touch it, don't mess with it, don't screw with it. Just let it ride and use it and do your business every day. I pride myself on consistency and being here for you guys every day when I tell you I'm going to be. The fact I don't have a lot of technical difficulties is a huge positive for my business, right? Now, way back when I started this whole rigmarole back on YouTube over a decade ago, I was very different from everyone else. Most people who were doing gameplay were doing direct capture into a PC. They were playing the game on PC, all right? And then they were basically taking all the data from the PC and using that to make the content. So, for example, let's say they were playing Call of Duty and they were playing it on the Xbox. They would have that Xbox not going to a TV or a surround sound system. They'd have it just going right to their PC via HDMI. Their PC would then have some of that feed going to a stream, some of that feed going to direct capture, depending on what they were doing. And they would also be using that exact same audio and video feed for them to be playing the game on the monitor and listening and everything there. So everything would be coming out of the PC. All right? And no exaggeration, this is probably what the vast majority of content creators do. All right? I have always been different. I'm a weirdo. All right? I'll be honest with all of you, because some people ask me, how is your setup so weird and different that you have issues that other people don't have? Because I'm a weirdo. All right? Here's how I've always done it. I told you guys this back in the day. I'll reiterate it today. I do not feel that gaming should be something that you do hunched over a tiny gaming desk with a monitor literally a foot from your face, okay, with a million lights blaring on you, hunched over, you know, playing like this to be on camera for a stream. Now, I understand this is what the vast majority of content creators do. They sit at a gaming desk with their stupid circle lights and their lighting behind them to make them look like they're fucking in Cyberpunk 2077 and their little memeing shit in the background, the same camera, the same perspective, the same setup. They all do it exactly the same because they feel it's easy. This is also how a lot of them have green screen setups because they all copied each other, okay? If you haven't noticed, I've never done that. My philosophy has always been the whole point of gaming is supposed to be this is what you're doing to relax and have fun. Now, of course,
This is your fucking job, you moron. If this was your hobby, that'd be one thing, but this is actually your job. You're meant to try and be entertaining people. Your job, Phil, as a content creator here on YouTube, is to entertain your fucking audience. It's not... If you have fun as well, that's the main thing, but you're prioritising having fun over the sake of being entertaining. You've got your priorities the wrong way around here, Phil.
games that aren't relaxing. Playing Call of Duty is not the most relaxing thing. It's quite competitive. Playing a competitive fighting game is not very relaxing. It's quite competitive and it can cause stress and rage. I get that. But in general, all right, I've always found that if you're going to play games, you should be having it in a relaxed setting. You should be sitting in a comfortable seat where you can sit back and be like, this is nice and relaxing, and, you know, I'm unwinding. I'm not putting my body into incredible amounts of stress or whatever sitting here. You should have an optimal audio setup, okay? I'll be honest with you. As someone who used closed headphones for many years, from 2013, all the way through last year, all right? I used headphones, all right? I don't feel that's the optimal experience. I really don't, okay? And I played so many games with headphones, but I feel that when you're playing games with headphones on like that, you're actually kind of hindering the overall experience. I've always been someone who believed in an open air kind of audio experience. I used to have it playing through my surround sound system in my living room while I was recording with a camera. That way I got the true surround theater style experience that these game devs intended when they designed these games to have surround sound. Why are you playing an incredibly high-end AAA game with insane movie quality audio, but you're putting it through shitty stereo fake surround headphones? You're literally hindering yourself with the setup, okay? So that was always kind of my philosophy, is if you're going to play games, you got to do it in an open air environment. You got to be comfortable. Enough with this hunched over a fucking PC setup and all of that. Now, today, I don't care how you enjoy games, but about a decade ago, I was an asshole, and I was like that kind of guy that was like, oh, my way or the highway. So anyone who did that, I made fun of, all right? I'm not going to sit here and make fun of them or whatever, but tons of people, I mean, we're talking thousands of people have made content like that and been very successful over the years. People much bigger than me, more power to them, okay? I don't like doing that. You were never going to see me become a full-time PC streamer over there in front of my PC, hunched over with a camera there with the circle. I hate that shit, okay? Even now, as you can see, I strive to be different with my setup as I play games. But this leads to issues. Allow me to explain. Since I have a dual setup, I am not just using one feed from my console going to my PC and that's all I'm using. Quite the contrary. Here's how it works. I have a console. It goes to an HDMI splitter. All right? That splitter has two HDMI cables coming out of it. One goes to my TV, one goes to my PC. Okay? Actually, what really happens is it goes to my capture device, and the capture device goes to my PC. So I have an external capture card. Okay? So how does that work? Well, you guys see the same exact visuals that I'm seeing. It's the same quality, meaning the same resolution, the same frame rate. We're seeing identical. Has to be because there's an HDMI splitter. You're seeing the same signal that I'm seeing. Okay? Audio-wise, you're basically hearing stereo. Because even today, even though YouTube tries to pretend like it actually does surround, it does not. They claim, oh, it's full 3D surround. It's not. It's all bullshit. Whenever you put a video into YouTube, it really compresses the shit out of it. There's been videos that look so much better on my PC, and when I put it on YouTube, it looked like pixelated garbage, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's just using YouTube. You just have to get used to that. It's just one of the, what do they call it, the necessary evils of being a content creator, is understanding that YouTube is basically going to be compressing your content, making it look shitty, and there's nothing you can be done about that, okay? Audio-wise, does exactly the same thing. So you guys are always going to hear kind of a stereo sound. No one's really ever complained about the audio when I'm doing this direct capture content. Everyone thinks it's fine. It's pretty passable. It's industry standard. All right. But when I am playing over here and I'm getting my half of the setup, all right, over here on from my console, here's how it works. If the console allows me to plug directly into the console somehow to get audio, that is what I will use. All right? If it doesn't, then I just take the audio feed straight out of my television, because my television has audio out via optical audio. So what I do is I have this guy, which is my old receiver style unit for my Astro headphones that I used for many years. I have this thing plugged into the optical audio out of my television, okay? And essentially this gives me pseudo surround sound by just plugging any headphones into it. It's kind of Dolby Digital decoded surround sound. Is it the best? Absolutely not. It's not great. You know, playing Call of Duty, I can tell you. Can I hear stereo? Yes. Can I hear things kind of directionally? Kind of. but it's hard to make out. I'll give you a perfect example. Last week I'm playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta, and I hear footsteps. Oh, it's coming from the right-hand side. So I'm standing there waiting. Where is he? Oh, he's behind me, kills me. Couldn't tell the difference from being behind me or directionally in front of me because it's not true surround sound. Okay? That's frustrating. All right? Now, if I could plug directly into the consoles, I'd get true surround sound. All right? The problem is this console gen, both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X don't have optical audio out anymore. Both companies skimped and decided they were going to remove this functionality from their consoles. And they said, well, if you want to get surround sound, you just got to plug your headphones into the controller like this. And now we added new decoders and new technology into our console. So now just simply plugging your headphones into here, you get surround sound. Okay? This is both good and bad. It's good because, man, it cuts a whole bunch of shit out of the setup. Like, who the hell wants to be using a third-party device to try to get any kind of surround sound out of these consoles? Doesn't make sense. At the very same time, it has to work. And here's what I mean by that. On the PlayStation 5, okay, if you're just using one audio or video out on HDMI, you go right to your PC, you're fine. You have no issues. It's one source out. PS5 no longer does dual audio video out. Okay? What I mean by that is you can't tell it, hey, please give me an audio source going through my HDMI cable to my PC, but also if I plug in headphones into my controller, please also give me audio out of my controller. You literally have to choose between one of the two. And it's actually the same if you buy a specific headset for the console that's wireless. Same thing. The moment you turn on your headset, it disables the audio out from the HDMI cable. So essentially, you can only get audio from one source on your PS5. Now, I found a way around it, like I just explained, by using this unit plugged into my television. I'm getting pseudo surround, but it's not great. Okay? Xbox didn't take away the dual audio out feature. They left it in. So what that means is you guys can hear stereo sound on my streams and in my videos. But when I go like this and I plug my headphones into my Xbox controller, boom, I have surround sound. And I can confirm after owning the Series X for a year, the audio that comes out of the Series X is dramatically better than the audio that I get from PS5 doing my little bootleg setup. It's true surround sound, meaning I can tell what direction things are coming from. There have been games that I bought on both consoles. The Capcom Fighting Collection, namely, is one where playing on one console versus the other, it just sounds better. It sounds more true, less washed out. And that's for a game that doesn't even have surround sound. It just sounds better when I'm playing it on Xbox, okay? So, it has to be said that for my purposes, playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta on the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox, I'm getting true surround sound on the Xbox that absolutely in the long term is going to allow me to play better. I'm going to hear enemies better. I'm going to be able to determine where they are in the environment, forward, backward, and be able to adjust on the fly, as opposed to on PS5, I'll generally hear it and have to guess. So just think of all the advantages, okay? Lighter controller, better grip. Doesn't give me fatigue after playing it with my thumbs for extended periods of time, and I like the thumbstick placement more. Oh yeah, I'm also getting surround sound that's better out of that console. That's a lot of positives. You know, the one positive for playing this on PS5, again, is the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, which for me is literally not a factor. It doesn't, just like everything that's had that on the PS5 in the last 2 years, I really couldn't tell you a single game that I played on PS5, and I played all the big ones, all right, where I said, wow, the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback completely changed my game experience. That felt like an original game experience simply because I had that controller, okay? Out of all the games I've played on PS5, there is one game that I felt made good use of the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers, and that was Astro's Playroom, the free game that comes with the console that's designed to be a demo of the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. Outside of that, no game really takes much advantage of it. You know, I play games like Elden Ring, And people are like, oh, and also Demon's Souls remake. And people are like, oh, well, didn't you feel the haptic feedback in it? I'm like, no. No, literally, I didn't. Literally, I didn't really feel that at all. It never really felt like a factor to me when I was playing the game that it would give me that kind of like, oh, better feedback or whatever. It just didn't happen. After playing those games for like 20 minutes, I forgot it even existed. It just becomes part of the overall presentation. And you forget about it. Playing Horizon Forbidden West, using the bow and arrow. Do the adaptive triggers factor into it? A little bit, but not that much. Ratchet and Clank from last year, all right, literally had guns where if you depressed the trigger halfway, the gun would shoot in one fire mode, and if you fully pulled the trigger, it would do a secondary fire mode. Admittedly, that was kind of neat for about an hour, 2 hours. And then later on in the game, they gave up on the mechanic. Halfway through the game, every new gun you get doesn't use the triggers anymore like that. It's only maybe the first few starter weapons. And then after that, it's like they gave up. Whatever. We already used a few of them. Just fuck it. Go back to regular gameplay. So that's what I mean. Like, nothing has really used it. And it was hilarious that at the launch of PS5, Sony was so adamant that the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers were going to blow your mind and change the overall gameplay experience. And they haven't at all. I also equate this to the touchpad. Do you remember on PS4? Oh, having this touchpad on your controller, you're going to be able to control things with your finger. You've never been able to do that. Imagine having a mouse pad or a trackball built into your controller. Revolutionary gameplay experiences. How many games use the touchpad for anything other than click to open a menu? Right? It's exactly the same thing. It's a gimmick they put in there. They pushed it as something special. No game developers really care about it. So, all that being said, after having played this now on both consoles, right now, unless something definitive happens today that changes my mind, I'm going to be getting Modern Warfare 2. Yes, I'm getting it. I actually like the game and want to play it long term. And by the way, I haven't tried all the modes. You know, I still have to try Warzone out and see if I like the Battle Royale in this or not. I don't know if I will. I did not like it in Modern Warfare 1, 3 years ago. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get it. It seems like to me Call of Duty is back. It's fun. I'm getting addicted. I want to unlock new weapons. That's my goal for today. We'll talk about this in a second on what my goal is for today playing the game or whatever. But I definitely feel to me like I'm just going to get the better experience playing this on Xbox. So I'm going to be getting it on the Xbox Series X. And here's the cool thing about it, which I'm very happy about. It's crossplay. Because it's crossplay, it doesn't matter what format of console or PC, what you're playing it on doesn't matter. You will have the maximum player base because it's cross-play. If you want to disable that, you can, but it's nice that you have it there, and I don't feel like there's ever going to be an issue where, I bought it on Xbox and not enough people bought it on Xbox, so now I don't have enough players. I think it's the opposite. Like, you'll always have enough players no matter how you buy it. So I have the freedom to buy and play however I want. And let me tell you, cross-play is the future. All right, it really is. Like, for example, Street Fighter 6, right? I'm excited for the game. It looks good. I haven't played it yet. I applied for the beta. We'll see if I get into the beta early next month. But
Alright. Fucking okay. Dashi keeps spamming the same bloody thing. Play, get on with it. Shit, I don't have that on my soundboard. Hang on. Let me find that right now. Hang on. Derail. So it's called Get On With It. I've got it saved somewhere. I've got to add that to settings. Right, I'm actually, that's what I'm saying, I'm derailing just to try and find this clip. Just so I can add it. Where is it? Where did I save that shit? Where did I save the Get On With It? I can't find it. That is so frustrating. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't find. Oh wait, I think I found it. I think I found it. Is it this one? Okay, I think I found it. Hang on. So, guys, you'll need to let me know because I can't hear it. But it's this it.
Yes! Get on with it!
If that's it, then cool. And I'm going to add it to the soundboard again.
it's crossplay. So now I have the option to decide for myself, do I want to play it on my Xbox or my PS5? And honestly, I'm probably going to play it on my Xbox because I have a newer joystick. But it's cross-play. I'll play with everyone all around the world. So it's good. It puts cross-play, puts power into the hands of the consumer. And that's what we need more of. Enough of, oh, you're limited in how you can enjoy this game because of this limitation, this shortcoming. Put more power in the hands of the consumer, and what you're going to find is the consumer is going to be grateful, and they're going to come back and spend more money. I mean it. I really feel that way. Like, having cross-play and multiplayer games like this likely is going to make consumers want to spend more money on season passes, on microtransactions,
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for a super chat. Brad Burning says, imagine if this podcast was on Spotify. Jesus Christ, this is one of the worst podcasts Phil has done in a long goddamn time. I do feel sorry for people having to endure this, but at the same time, I don't want to deny people a chance to win 25 quid here. Think of the motivation we have here, guys. If we get a full house with all these things on the card, one of you guys could win 25 quid. Think of that motivation where having to endure this garbage nonsense is worth it because you guys might win some money out of this. This is what I'm saying here. Normally trying to endure Phil just on its own is a fucking torrid experience. But, you know, here we've got a fucking motivation here. There's a wee financial incentive for you guys. You guys may have a chance to win 25 quid if we get every single square on this board turning green. So, fingers crossed we get there. And Phil hasn't even got to his begging segment yet. So he's going to say tips, he's going to say get memberships, he's going to say engagement and maybe interactive. There's 4 more things at least guaranteed. Maybe 5 actually, with help, who knows. But there's like, I think we're going to get quite a few more ticks coming up very soon. Once he gets to him begging.
Outfits, on additional characters, on additional things in the game. They're going to want to spend more if they're having the optimal online experience. So it's a no-brainer to give that, right? So I'm happy about this, that I have this flexibility, and I'm not like, oh, I'm limiting myself to one console player base or another. It really doesn't affect me overall. I like that. That's very good. So right now, looks like it's going to be Xbox. Okay? Okay. Hold on one second. Oh, there's just the fuzz. I saw something on my, I looked at my Xbox gaming fighting joystick. I was like, what is that? There's a big piece of fuzz on it. I was like, what the hell is that thing? Caterpillar? Anyway. So, cool, right? Overall, I'm excited for Modern Warfare 2. All right, so let's talk about the schedule now for today. Let's talk about what you guys can expect the next few days for this streaming week, and go from there. Fair enough? All right, today it is more of the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Now, yesterday, I was just trying to get adjusted again to the game on Xbox, and the weird thing was I log in and I'm back to level 0. Now, some people were stumped about this. They were like, Phil, I don't understand. You played this 2 days last week on PlayStation, and it's supposed to be carry over binding to your Activision account. So why are you at 0 again? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't make the game. You're asking the wrong person. So, here's the thing. I thought about it yesterday, and I think I figured out what happened. If you guys remember, 2 console generations ago, when it was Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3, I was heavily favoring the Xbox 360. Okay? Basically, when I played competitive games online, I always played them on the 360. And whether it was Street Fighter, whether it was Call of Duty, whatever it was, I always played it on the 360. All right? So, likely back then, when I was playing iteration after iteration of Call of Duty on the Xbox 360, I probably had an Activision account that was linked to my Xbox Live account, right? They probably went hand in hand. You log in on Xbox, and here's your Activision account that generates as a result of it, or whatever. All right? The thing was, it was always automatic. It wasn't like, oh, I actively went out of my way to make a special Activision account. What it would do is it would make it for you. You probably put an email address or whatever, and it would auto-generate, and then every time you logged into Call of Duty, you just be logged into that account, okay? Now, likely what happened was that next console gen of Xbox One versus PS4, I heavily favored the PlayStation 4 when it came to online play. Almost every competitive game that I played on PS4. All right, now again, including Street Fighter, including first-person shooters. So playing every Call of Duty iteration on PS4, likely what happened was when PS4 launched that year, when I booted up Call of Duty, it probably said, hey, there's no Activision account tied to your PlayStation Network account. Log in with your PlayStation Network account and we'll auto-create you another new Activision account that'll tie just to your PlayStation account, right? So it probably did that. And again, me not thinking that it's a big deal or caring, because why the hell do I care? When is this ever going to come into play? I let it make a new account. So now the entire last console gen, when I'm playing on PS4, essentially I'm on a different Activision account from when I was playing on Xbox, the last console gen. And it's fine. So every time I play a Call of Duty game, it auto logs me in and I'm using that account, blah, blah, blah. This is the first time ever that this year I've played Call of Duty now on 2 different consoles. Ever, right? So last week, I log into my PS5, and it says, oh, you're going to use the Activision account associated with your PSN account. And it auto logs me in, and I get all my progression on that account. Then, when I boot this beta up yesterday on my Xbox, it says, oh, here you go. You're auto logged into your Xbox account, but it's different from your other account. So essentially what's happening is I have 2 accounts that have different progression levels. All right. So yeah, it sucks. I lost 2 days of progress starting from scratch, because what happened was I had to start with the M4 again, which is the assault rifle. And then I unlocked the battle rifle. And I forget what it's called. Is it the FAL? I don't remember what it is. We'll have to see today. I forgot what the name of it was. But I started using the battle rifle at the end of yesterday's stream. I actually really like it. It's a single shot rifle, but man, it's powerful. So you just go, you have to press, multiple shots. You have to press the trigger. It's not full auto. But man, it's damaging. It's killing enemies pretty effectively. So I like this gun, and we're going to use it more. And that's eventually going to unlock an SMG. And that's my goal today in the game, is essentially play with the battle rifle, unlock a bunch of stuff for it, get good with it, and then swap over to the SMG once it unlocks and try that out. Okay, that's my goal for today's stream. Now, it's going to primarily be team deathmatch and domination. Those are the modes I like the most. But maybe we'll do a little bit more of the invasion mode, which I played once yesterday. I actually really liked it. I thought it was an interesting premise where it's you with other humans, but also AI, teaming up against another group of humans and also AI in a very large-scale map setting where you're trying to take a little objectives and things. And basically, it seemed like, yes, you can say, oh, that's kind of like Battlefield, but in reality, Ground War is really Battlefield, while this mode feels like it's a little different. And I enjoyed the little bit that I played, so I think I might want to try that again today a little bit as well. All right? So I'll do that. I don't know if I'll do any other modes. Some people say we play third-person mode again. Some people are like, what about the single death modes or the single life modes? I'll be honest with you. I know competitively people really like those. I don't really like them. All right? I'm a streamer. My goal here is to entertain you. If I have 1 life and I botch it and I die right away, now we have to watch other people play for like 5 minutes. It's boring to me. I want to just keep playing. So I like games with the modes of the respawn. We'll see. We'll see what we do today. But essentially today is my final day playing the Modern Warfare 2 open beta for Xbox, because it ends. Okay? Now, the game comes out October 28th. And that is exactly the same day, I believe, let's confirm that. That is exactly the same day that the Resident Evil 8 DLC comes out. Right before Halloween, right? So now we got a tough decision. What's the bigger release? Do you guys want to see me play the campaign of the Resident Evil 8 DLC that expands upon the story of Resident Evil 8 and gives it kind of an epilogue story? Do you guys want to see me do Resident Evil Reverse, which is the new multiplayer mode they're finally launching for the game? It was promised at the launch of the game over a year ago. It took them this long to finish it, and it's releasing the same exact day. Or do you want to see me focus in on Call of Duty? And when we did that, do you want to see me do the campaign of Modern Warfare 2? Or do you want to see me jump right into the multiplayer, right? So essentially, we're going to have to really think hard about what we want, because there's absolutely no way I could play all of that on that day. It's just impossible, okay? We'll have to think about it and go from there. But for me, what I'm kind of thinking is maybe during the daytime, do the campaign of Resident Evil 8, and then the late stream, do the multiplayer Modern Warfare 2. The thing is, we don't know how long the campaign will be of Resident Evil 8. The DLC, that is, I forget what it's called, Winter Update or something like that, but it has a name. The DLC story has a name, and I forgot what it is. But I guess we'll see. The truth is, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be super duper packed with content going on. At that point, there already will have been 1, 2, 3, 4 other games that I'm very interested in coming out within the week before. 4 other games that there's no way I'm going to beat them all in that time frame. So it's going to be a crazy time of juggling new releases and wildness in the gameplay landscape. And I'm excited for that, obviously. But here we go again. Every year, like this year, man, did they wait, right? This year, essentially, we had 2 times games came out. February and October, November. That's it. Every other month of the year was dead. February, we had like 10 games that spanned the next month or 2. And then here we go, October, November, like 20 games. And it's dead the rest of the year. I'm being told you can pre-order Modern Warfare 2. And if you pre-order Modern Warfare 2, you can play the campaign early. Oh, that's nice. You mean at the same time that I'm playing A Plague Tale, Requiem, and Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and Scorn, and Gotham Knights? That early? See my point? Okay. So anyway, we'll see what happens next month. It's going to be a wild month. October is absolutely positively going to be a crazy month. I'm excited for it. Want to talk a little bit about that? Shall we chat a little bit? All right. Let's talk about what I'm doing for the week, and let's talk about what's coming up. Today, the Modern Warfare 2 beta, and yes, I'm excited. I can't wait for more. I had so much fun yesterday. I was getting into it. I was singing. I was being silly because I was having so much fun. You definitely genuinely tell when I'm having a good time, because I start to really get happy and sing and have a good time. I was doing it last night in Disney Dreamlight Valley. I was doing it yesterday for Modern Warfare 2, and I'm hoping to get that vibe back again today because I was having a good time, man. I love that. Later tonight, it is our weekly fishing session, Sunday Night Bites. Yes, Bassmaster 2022. All right? Now, I have something to show all of you.
Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. What is it?
Holy Jesus.
You remember, I told you guys that I had a viewer that sent me what I would consider a care package, essentially a box full of goodies. One of the things that we've already added to the streams is the Magic 8 Ball. If you tip $8 or more in one go, you can...
I was going to silence Phil right there because he said tip. Still not a bingo yet, but yeah. It's going quite well, I think, the bingo card, but yeah. This is such a fucking infuriating fucking stream, man. By the way, this a viewer who's apparently called Dutch or something like that. So, let's see what else he sent him.
Ask the Magic 8 Ball a question, I'll shake it up and give you an answer. So, for example, will I do well and unlock all the things I'm looking to unlock today in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta? Yes. It literally just says yes. Cool. Thank you, Magic 8 Ball. All right? But of course, there's been some hilarious answers as well. Yesterday, that thing was freaking pissing me off. It was like detracting on my ass. So anyway, that's a new feature added to the streams thanks to Dutch, who was the person who sent me this care package. Well, Dutch also included 2 really cool, huge fishing lures in this package. See that? Pretty neat. So there you go. A nice metallic, almost holographic neon fishing lure, and then a nice bright white one with a big red eye. Pretty neat, right? And they're huge. They're very large compared to the other fishing lures that I have. They're probably the biggest ones. So those are now available as options for Sunday Night Bites. For those who don't know, when I play Bassmaster every Sunday night, it's a very relaxing stream. I just sit here and I fish. It's chill as hell, and mostly it's about us talking, right? We have a good interactive stream where we have a good conversation and fun together. We have a lot of fun discussions, but at the same time, sometimes I catch a lot of fish and it's really exciting, especially if I catch a big record fish or whatever. Now, if we hit a funding goal of $100 on any Bassmaster stream, I put on a fisherman's hat that I actually own, and we add a new fishing lure to the hat as a decoration. So far, since we instituted this a month ago, we've hit it twice. So kind of 50% of the time we hit the goal. And we added a little frog, and we added a much larger, longer one that is like a... I don't even know how to explain it. You'll see tonight because I'll bring the hat out tonight. But anyway, now that we have 2 even bigger lures, it'll be pretty neat. We hit the funding goal tonight to add that to the ongoing experience of the Bassmaster streams, all right? So hopefully, if you guys are just down to chill and relax, come by tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It should be a really good time. Okay.
I need a chat decision here. He said would be neat instead of would be great.
A longer one that is like a... I don't even know how to explain it. You'll see tonight because I'll bring the hat out tonight. But anyway, now that we have 2 even bigger lures, it'll be pretty neat.
It would be pretty neat. Is that the same as would be great? Chat, you decide. Would be pretty neat. Is that the same as would be great? Everyone is saying yep. Everyone is saying yes. Cliff's saying nah. Johnny's not sure. Kirby Soul says yes. Greg Lex says no. Close but no says GG. Well, in fact, look, there's quite a few no's in the chat. So when there's quite a few no's, we got to go with that decision, and we're not going to tick it. Not everyone can agree, so we'll just go on with it.
The funding goal tonight to add that to the ongoing experience of the Bassmaster streams, all right? So hopefully, if you guys are just down to chill and relax, come by tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It should be a really good time, okay? Cool. All right. In fact, let me put these in the closet now before I forget about them. Here we go.
Yes! Get on with it!
See how much smaller the other lures are that we had running? They were very kind of small. Those other lures are huge, so it's actually like double the size of the ones we already had. All right.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty!
So that's today. If you want to talk about contrast, right? We're going to have an action-packed, serious, action-packed, rage-induced, crazy first-person shooter action stream of the Modern Warfare 2 beta, followed by a relaxing fishing stream. I mean, can you talk about more variety? All right. Tomorrow, all right, during this day that's going to be very hot, like I said, it's supposed to be like 80 degrees outside, which means it's going to be like 95 in this office, I'm playing Earthbound. I'm actually happy about that. It's a more relaxing stream. I won't be too agitated because I'm not doing competitive play. We are heading into the end game of Earthbound at this point. For those who are interested in how long the playthrough is or whatever, I think 2 more streams to beat it. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. But I'm pretty sure within the next 2...
We have our first bingo of the day because he just said wrong. I could be wrong is what he said. And I had a diagonal line going from top left to bottom right. We finally got our first bingo of the stream. Yaldi.
In one stream, we may actually get the next 2 My Sanctuary spots, and then it heads into this lengthy endgame plot line. We have to do some optional things. It's kind of neat. It's actually some of the best writing I think I've ever seen in an RPG coming up. And then the big finale. And the finale is quite challenging if I'm remembering correctly. So all that being said, I'm excited to head into the end game of Earthbound. All right, but tomorrow we're not beating it, but we're getting pretty far. That should be great. And for those who've been attending that playthrough, it's been stupendous. I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm happy that we took the time out to play Earthbound at the end of the summer, early fall here, so that we got it an interactive version of that playthrough that I feel is far superior to the original that I did 9 years ago. However, I'll be very honest with all of you, okay? The playthrough is doing abysmally bad on YouTube, meaning viewership-wise, people watching it after the fact, we don't even have 300 people. I'm serious. Like, I'm taking a look right now at parts 16, 17, and 18, and out of those 3 parts, 2 of them don't even have 300 views.
He didn't he drop Splatoon 3 for that kind of thing? Pretty sure he used that as an excuse as to why he dropped Splatoon 3, because nobody is interested in it and the views were the worst he's ever had and all that shit. And yet he's going to pursue, Earthbound without wanting to fucking drop it, It's kind of funny that. I need to rewind this because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything in the bingo card. I wasn't sure if he said hate to say or not before starting that wee segment.
He said, I'm excited, and the finale is quite challenging if I'm remembering correctly. So all that being said, I'm excited to head into the end game of Earthbound.
Yes.
All right, but tomorrow we're not beating it, but we're getting pretty far. That should be great. And for those who've been attending that playthrough, it's been stupendous. I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm happy that we took the time out to play Earthbound at the end of the summer, early fall here, so that we got it an interactive version of that playthrough that I feel is far superior to the original that I did 9 years ago. However, I'll be very honest with all of you, okay?
I'll be very honest with all of you, is basically him saying hate to say, okay, right, okay. And yes, I heard that earlier on, Kevin Majorca. Was it Kevin Majorca? No, it was Midlife Crisis, sorry. Midlife Crisis he said should be great, which is close. Yeah, I heard that as well. Should be great, and I sort of thought, I wonder how many people are going to get confused with people, thinking they heard him say would be great. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, he did not say hate to say, he said I'll be honest instead, which basically means he wants more fucking people watching this shite.
Them don't even have 300 views. That's disheartening, and here's why. I love the classics. Earthbound is a game that, as you guys have seen who've been following along the playthrough, this is a game that outright inspired tons of future games. Games like Undertale, amongst many others, with its quirky graphical style, its interesting writing, its more modernized setting, as opposed to a lot of other turn-based RPGs always being fantasy, or steampunk future. This one was, could very well be taking place today in the modern day, right? I love this game. I'm having an amazingly fun time relaxing with you guys and playing it on streams. But if you haven't noticed, the attendance on the streams is bad. It is. It's like less than 200 viewers. And we don't have a good viewer base watching it on YouTube either, all right? But here's the deal. For those who are watching it, we seem to really be enjoying ourselves. I'm loving it. The interactive audience is loving it. I'm getting positive feedback on the videos. And people are both engaging with the content when they're watching it and they're supporting. Because you guys are still supporting this playthrough, I'm able to continue it on. Thank God. Because there was a time when there were games that I liked and I wanted to play. And I would play them and no one would watch. And what would happen? And this is exactly what happened with the Summer of Retro 9 years ago. I was getting next to no viewership playing Earthbound, playing Zelda, playing Mario, playing the games that I love from my childhood. Everyone was sitting there saying, we refuse to watch it. It's too old. It's outdated. It's we want the new hot AAA games. Why are you not playing Call of Duty? Why are you not doing this and that hot new game? That's all we want. And back then, I was solely reliant on ad revenue to make a living. So because the Summer of Retro was so lowly attended, I basically had one of the worst summers ever, historically, in my history as a content creator, okay? However, now is different. You guys have come out, and for the 200 people or so that are actively following this playthrough, you've been a great audience. Interactive and fun and positive, and yes, supportive. When I play Earthbound, people are supporting the playthrough, and I'm very happy about that and grateful for that. So thanks, because now we're kind of...
And you know what? This stream's been so fucking goddamn boring. I feel like doing a fucking deep dive into the analysis of Earthbound and seeing how well supported it actually fucking is. So let's type in Earthbound here. In the raw tips data. Oh, am I in the wrong section? Jesus, man, where do I begin with this? Here we go, Earthbound games. So yeah, quite a lot of contributions for his very first Earthbound game. Yeah, that's quite a lot of contributions, nothing majorly massive, $30 and $20. But that first Earthbound stream got him $172. But I'm kind of curious about the future streams. Whether just one person carrying it. Yeah, one person, this anonymous person, carried it. $199 and nowhere to save the fucking stream. Without that, it wasn't even hitting the gunner glasses, I think. Because look at all these tips beforehand. Even 1 Minute Man and Phil only had $38, and then somebody came in with a $199 tip. which is why the game still survives, why it's still in the fucking rotation. Well, what happened in the following stream? Did the same kind of thing happen again? Actually, he didn't really get support. Well, he got some support. He got over $100, which is similar to a Splatoon 3 stream. Just full disclosure. And what about the one after that? Yeah, he got... It wasn't even that well supported. I actually did worse than a Splatoon stream. Well, wait, no, I didn't. $123. He got multiple double-digit tips. $20 there, 25, 22, 22. What's up with one Minute Man scam? Only $20 per major stream nowadays. I'm not sure, Kevin Yorker. Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. You get the kind of point I'm making here, though. So Phil's not getting the support. Phil was getting this kind of support, or actually, there's another one there, $71. Some of these streams are barely hitting much of the goals at all. And one of them had to rely on one massive $199 tip. Technically it was a $200 tip, it was $199.99. Phil recorded it as $199 because it wasn't $200. That's how pedantic he is. But you kind of get the point I'm saying there. Splatoon 3 had similar metrics, except it was doing better. Splatoon 3's free streams had him get just about $100, essentially. And he dropped that game as soon as possible. Now the views are similar, video views on on YouTube for the videos uploads. Splatoon and Earthbound were similar. Yet he perseveres with Earthbound. Personal bias, probably. He keeps up making fucking excuses where it's like, I have to fucking drop this fucking game. Oh, bad luck, sorry. Yeah, plans changed. I was originally going to be off today, but we rescheduled that to next Saturday. Yeah. So on Friday we had I was off from streaming and went out for a wee meal, and today we were originally meant to be doing a wee kind of getaway thing, but we've rescheduled that to next Saturday instead. Just the way things work out. So yeah, I'm streaming after all bad lucks. Sorry about that.
Heading into the home stretch, and yes, I'm aware now with new other games coming out, people are going to be demanding that I play all the new other games. Why are you still playing Earthbound? I get it. But we're going to finish it up, okay? So that's tomorrow. Not finishing it, but getting to the end game. Monday night, more multiverses. We're going to do another late night stream of multiverses, multiplayer action. They already announced that Rick Sanchez will be the next character released. However, he's not in it yet, but this is a good opportunity for me to play and grind for some coins so I can afford him when he actually comes out, which likely I'm going to guess will be next week. Typically, the way that they've done it is they announce a character, about a week passes, and then boom, the character releases and you can buy them and play with them. That's what I'm going to guess is happening here. So tomorrow night, do my best to get coins and hopefully get the 3,000 needed for when Rick comes out next week, okay? Tuesday is my final consecutive streaming day this week, and Tuesday is very different because on Tuesday we're doing something called Game Pass Exploration. What this means is that we'll be booting up my Xbox Series X and going into the Game Pass section to see what games are now available. There might have been games added in the last few months that I didn't really check out and I'm interested in learning about, and maybe I want to play. I'm looking at games like Hellsinger and maybe Grounded, which apparently this Tuesday is coming out with its full version that has a story-based campaign as opposed to just open world survival, okay? So I already got a couple ideas of things I want to check out, but maybe we'll actually find some more. All right, and the goal on Tuesday is for us to find 2 or more, but at least 2 games that you guys are interested in enough that you want to see me do playthroughs of over the next few weeks. Because as I just explained to you, the schedule is as follows. Finishing Earthbound, and we need to balance it with other games off Game Pass for a few weeks. There is one major new release coming out soon. That's Overwatch 2. It's on October 4th. Yes, I'll be playing Overwatch 2 extensively. I'm sure I'll be trying out the cast. Do the old characters still play like they used to? How about the new characters? What are they like? I'm sure I'm going to be re-immersing myself in this universe. Am I going to be playing it every day? No. Maybe every 2 to 3 days. Maybe play it twice a week. But I think it'll be pretty immersive and exciting to get back into a game like that after having been away for literally like 5 to 6 years. All right? So that's exciting. But outside of that, there is absolutely nothing going on in early October. It's actually the second half of the month that is gaming overload. Starting on the 18th of October, you've got release. All right? So we need a couple of games to carry us from that time period into mid-October. And what I'm thinking is let's pick a couple of games that maybe look good enough that we want to do extended gameplay. I have a few ideas, like for either a late night stream or maybe a one-off stream. Maybe we go back to the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection and I try to play the original Ninja Turtles NES game and see if I can beat it. There's also a game in there, Ninja Turtles 3, that I think it's called the Manhattan Project. That one is an original game. It's not a port of any arcade game, and it's short. So I could probably play through that, maybe like a one-off stream, just some randomness to kind of finish up that collection, because we had fun playing it, but it's kind of a shame I only bought it for one day. You know what I'm saying? I would like to get a little bit more content out of it. Also, like I've seen on there's other games that I'd be interested in maybe jumping back into that I think I still have them on my Xbox. We'll look at all this tomorrow or Tuesday, okay? And the goal again, let's get at least 2 things we're definitively wanting to play and check out. Maybe having some others on the back burner as options, and then we can alternate between all that stuff along with Earthbound, and then, of course, Overwatch when it comes out for early October. Okay? Exactly. The villain says, what about One Piece Pirate Warriors? That was an option. We played it, what, twice? And then kind of just froze and never played it again. That's a consideration. Okay? Okay. Now, in addition to that, we got a big event coming up Saturday, October 1st. All right, guys? First of all, starting October 1st, I'm decorating the office with Halloween stuff. You will see Halloween decorations behind me, and we will have Halloween-themed animations.
Just getting this out of the way straight away, guys. I am not going to be here for that dumbass event on Saturday, 1st October. So there will no DSP Bingo on Saturday, 1st October. I'll be enjoying my fucking Saturday with my, you know, special lady. Fuck Phil, you know, fuck Bingo that day, you know, fucking, it's just one of those things where, yeah. Who fucking cares about Phil decorating his fucking office anyway? Probably a fucking cringe as hell fucking podcast. I don't think we're missing much. So yeah, there we go. Just letting you guys know ahead of time. I was meant to be off today, but we've rescheduled that to next Saturday instead. So, how can I miss this event? Very easily, Brad Burning. Just watch me.
For this year, for the month of October. I'm excited for this. I hope that you guys are excited too. I love October. I love having a Halloween-themed month with all kinds of fun festivities that go on, because there will be multiple festivities going on in the month of October for Halloween this year. Okay? But the first event is this Saturday, October 1st. I'm reacting to a documentary. And at this point, unless we have a monstrous flipping of your voting, which I'm not foreseeing, I think at this point we have about 1,000 people who voted. All right? In fact, I'll confirm that right now, but I'm pretty sure it was about 1,000. Okay? Yes, it was 1,000. So here's what you were voting on. What documentary do you want to see me react to this coming Saturday? The Pro Jared documentary by June the King, the Spoonie documentary by Frederick Knudsen, also known as the Down the Rabbit Hole series, the Keemstar documentary by June the King, or the Wings of Redemption follow-up documentary by June the King, which covers the time span after when the Down the Rabbit Hole video ended, up until like last year, I think, is when it ends. I think that's when he did the documentary, it was like late last year. So there you have it. Here's how we did. Pro Jared, 7% of the vote. Spoonie, 24% of the vote. Keemstar, 39% of the vote. And Wings of Redemption, follow-up documentary, 31% of the vote. So if you tally that up, essentially 390 people want to see Keem, while 310 people want to see Wings, and everyone else is kind of out of the running. All right, with Pro Jared, with a measly 70 people out of the 1,000 who voted who even give a crap about it. Poor guy. We'll get to that someday. I know we will, because I definitely am interested in finding out about what really happened with that. Again, because I was kind of embroiled in it because of a couple of tweets, as stupid as that sounds. I'd be interested to find out. So, but we'll get to that someday, all right? Anyway, so right now I would say, with this poll, will keep running, by the way. The poll is not closing. Where is the poll? Main channel page of DSP Gaming, community tab, scroll down several days, about 2-3 days ago, and the poll is right there. Which documentary should Phil react to during a special event on Saturday, October 1st? Good luck, all right? Really, the two that are in the running is Keemstar and Wings, and they're only separated by about 80 votes. Now, I guarantee you there's 80 people right now who haven't voted watching this stream. I'm serious. We have 315 people on the stream and climbing. I bet there's 80 people on the stream who didn't vote. I guarantee it. So right now, if you go and vote, you can flip the poll. If you want to see Wings over Keem, you can do that. All right? That's up to you. But I'm okay with either. As you guys know, I got history with both people. I reacted to the Wings of Redemption Down the Rabbit Hole earlier this year, and it was actually one of the most viewed things I did this entire year, outside of maybe Elden Ring. And as opposed to the Keemstar documentary, where, man, have I had history with him this year. Him being a pissy bitch, talking shit about me on his Twitter multiple times for no good reason, and then having the audacity to try to offer me money and solicit me to be in a project which he couldn't even make a fucking phone call to me to explain. He's such an egotistical fuck. And, man, this would be an interesting way to tackle that, to see his history. I don't know about Keem's history outside of what we've seen in the Down the Rabbit Hole video about Wings of Redemption and stuff like that. I don't know about the guy's history. So
oh shit, you don't know about the fucking guy's history. You fucking called him out so many fucking times on him fucking chasing drama shit. Stop fucking acting about Keemstar other than what he fucking like seen in another fucking React video recently. Because Phil has constantly called out Keemstar for being some fucking drama clout chaser person or whatever. Hell, Phil tried to get on his goddamn show during the incident. When Phil was guilty of doing the incident, Phil actually reached out to Keemstar to try and get on his fucking show. Keem ignored the fuck out of him. He ignored the ever-living shit out of him. He's like, aye, fucking good one, Phil. Just gonna fucking laugh at you. You don't get to fucking come on that show.
Definitely be interesting to finally see what are the things that stand out that people really hate about the guy, right? So anyway, please vote if you have not voted yet, all right? And let's see what happens this coming Saturday. In addition to that React event, I will also be doing a WWE 2K22 simulation match. And during that match, it'll be a fantasy style over the top rope match. I did 2 of those earlier this year. You loved both of them. And now it's been several months since I did one. I said, let's bring it back and let's do one for this event. So that'll be pretty fun. Okay? So that's all coming this Saturday. All right? Cool. Also coming up in October, a Rob Gavigan React event where I react to the macabre and shocking videos on the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel, which is perfect for Halloween horror. And I'll probably be doing that around the middle of the month, but my goal is to do it right before the new releases start hitting, so that way we get a special event out of the way and it doesn't hinder the games as they're coming out. I'm also going to be doing a Halloween Day marathon where I play a variety of games you guys are going to nominate and vote on. And that nominations process will start in October, so keep your eyes and ears peeled. I'll be opening up the threads. There'll be one thread for everyone to nominate, and then there'll be one thread where members exclusively will be able to nominate games. All right? So pretty exciting for that. I hope you guys will participate in that. Also, you will be voting on the category of Halloween costume that I'll be wearing during the Halloween event. All right? So there's going to be multiple things you guys need to participate in early October to formulate how that late October event's going to take place. That should also be pretty exciting. This is something I do annually, and you guys really seem to enjoy it. So I'm definitely enjoying it. Cool, right? Now, one final thing before we get started. As you've noticed, we hit our members goal for the month twice. We hit the first one and the second one. This is helping DSP Gaming get back on his feet after losing 300 members last month because of those false copyright strikes. Now we're down about 140 members, about 120 members actually, from our record of 640 something that we had back in August. Yeah, early August. So, this is good. For the month of October, all right, I am going to have a special event announced that if we hit a members goal for October, it's something I've never done before. It's something unprecedented here on DSP Gaming. It's
Going to look for a job.
something that I feel would be very interesting. It's something that actually, when I thought about it, I was like, this would be an event I would actually really love to do. I think I will get a kick out of it. I will have tons of fun doing it. And I think you guys would enjoy it too. All right? I'm not going to spoil what it is. All right? I'm not going to spoil what it is. But I think it's going to be a really great idea. All right? Maybe you won't see it that way. But the only clue I will give you is this. It will be timely for the time of year. And it's not Halloween themed, because why would I have a goal during October for Halloween? We're already doing Halloween stuff. So that's all I'm going to say. Timely for the time of year, but not Halloween themed. Okay? I will announce this goal this coming weekend, live on my streams once we hit October. And I hope people will find this motivational to either become a member or give memberships to the channel, because I really want to do this event. Like, more so than probably any event.
He said gift memberships. That counts. We have another bingo.
I'm serious, like more so than any event. I think I really want to do this event. I think it would be really fun. All right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Graham, for tipping £5. He says, shout out from Newcastle, hey. And his reactions are terrible. He takes like 9 hours to react to a 1 hour video, just stretching out for money. Yeah, Graham, it's not just that. You can't even call them reactions, to be honest. You know, they're not reactions. They are him. A reaction, a live reaction, a proper live reaction would be like, you know, what I'm doing right now to Phil. I'm seeing Phil doing something for the first time, and I'm like reacting to some of the things he says and saying what I think about it. Phil doesn't do that when he's react fucking events. He watches it beforehand. He rehearses what he wants to say. He takes notes of what he wants to say so he can fucking get his things said out right. It's not a react. What Phil does is not a react. It's a rehearsed opinion. It's bizarre how he calls him react content when it's react content when it's not actual react content. It's just him rehearsing opinions and thoughts on what he wants to say about specific things. He cannot really think creatively on the fly. He cannot react on the fly. We've seen him try to react on the fly for his live, game events, and he was terrible at it. He's openly admitted he needs time to construct his thoughts and think of intelligent answers, because he cannot be intelligent on the spot and be clever and witty on the spot with a good comeback answer or whatever shit. He needs to think long and hard about things to say so he doesn't sound like a complete moron. He is terrible at fucking reacting to shit, which is why whenever he fucking does an actual live react, it's like the fucking third or fourth or fifth time he's actually watched that thing. And he's actually got fucking notes ready to talk about specific things. It's bizarre. But thank you very much for your tip. I do appreciate it.
So, more on that this coming weekend. So, I'm sorry to create this anticipation and I'll make you sit in suspense all week. But that's how I am. I'm a little rat bastard and I'm going to make you wait. I'm a stinker. Ain't I a stinker? Yes, I am. I'm just that kind of stinker. Okay? You know, it never surprises me the most stupid things that I see in my stream chat. So we got some people saying a 24-hour stream. Okay, I kind of get that. Some people, I've never done that before. Some people are like, Revenge of Cooking with the King, maybe that'll return. Okay, people have asked that for a long time. And you got this guy wearing blackface for Black Friday. Oh my God. It never gets old. People are just endlessly fucking stupid. No! That's not the idea. Oh my God. Anyway.
Oh, it was a double bingo. My bad, guys. Sorry. I do apologise, guys. I thought it was just a singular bingo because I seen the line going down, didn't even think to look across. It's a double bingo, guys. So we are 5 away from a full house. We need him to say sound good. Would be great. Help. Siege. And Siege mode, by the way, is him folding his arms while he's talking to you. And also him saying hate to say. It could genuinely happen. It could genuinely actually happen. Silent Weapon says Phil wore a clan costume in 2017 and dressed as a plantation owner a few years ago. Oh yeah, if I can try to be the colonel from KFC, he did genuinely look like a fucking plantation owner. There's no way he can pull off the colonel's look. No way. Yes, Phil looks like he eats a lot of fried chicken, but no, he does not look like the colonel. He looks like, you know, he likes owning a particular group of people. Like, you know, he looks like if he was in the movie Django Unchained, he'd be getting his ass shot at.
Anyway, some things for you guys to look forward to in the next week. All right. Final thing to mention, then we'll get to shout outs. All right. This week, if you want to support DSP Gaming or myself or the streams or any particular piece of content, the best way to do so is by sending a tip during a live stream. Doesn't have to be during a live stream. If you're watching this on demand after the fact, there's still the tips link in the description of the video. But why tip? Here's why. We hit our members goal for the month. Any more members this month, hey, great, helps the channel in the long term, but we're not going to get any rewards additional from what we've already got. Okay, super chats, super stickers, they're great. They help the channel long term. I'm appreciative because this month you guys gave me a bunch. This is one of the highest super chat months I've had in a long time. I appreciate that very much. That will help. However,
basically, it's like, yeah, I don't get money now, so fucking give me money right now. What a greedy fucking bastard, man. Look, I've said this fucking time and time again. He should be fucking eternally fucking grateful for the fucking super chats to come in, because even if he's going to be a bit short until fucking payday next time, that just fucking means more money the next fucking month YouTube pays him. Honest to fuck, man. Honest to fuck. Or did he actually say help? Hang on, let's just rewind that just to see.
But why tip? Here's why. We hit our members goal for the month. Any more members this month, hey, great, helps the channel in the long.
Helps the channel, of course, that's what it was, okay. That is another double bingo. We are 4 away, so let me just play the horns twice. Right, guys, there we go. So double bingo, fucking ready for that. But that's what I'm saying, Phil was fucking eternally dumb as hell for not fucking being appreciative of fucking super chats. Like, you know, more so than he is. He acts like a fucking entitled bitch who fucking wants to have tips now because he needs money now because he blows through money at a fucking rapid pace. By the way, he's still playing Underage Champions. He spent like $400 the other night on Underage Champions. He's still playing that goddamn dumbass game. The game never ends with him. He's always fucking piling money into that stupid fucking mobile game on some random fucking event. Never fucking ends. This is why Phil gets so pissy about not getting as much tips as he wants, because also the more tips he has, the more he can fucking whale into that fucking game and pretend to fucking pay bills. It's ridiculous, man, but he really honestly should be embracing super chats and super thanks and super stickers and all that shit more. It just means he gets a fucking better YouTube payment the following fucking month, a bigger, and that's meant to also help him. Remember a fucking spiel they had about, you know, having like 1,000 less than usual because super chats were down and all that shit. No, there's a lot of members were down. He lost all those members, so he lost about $1,000 all that shit, you know. But think of it this way, man. He's gained a whole bunch of fucking members. He's bounced back up to 529 members at present count. And he's had quite a lot of super chats as well, so his next YouTube payment, in theory, should be abnormally good to make up for that. He should be expecting a really solid YouTube payment next month. But Phil doesn't care about that because that's almost a whole month away from when he gets that money. He wants your money fucking now, and it's such a wee greedy fucking fuckboy thing for him to do.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Jonathan J. For the super chat, it says, here's a little long-term support. Hey man, I appreciate it, man. Look, don't get me wrong, I prefer super chats over. I'm not trying to say. Graham tipped me £5, a while ago, and I do appreciate tips. But I personally prefer super chats over tips because I just feel like some people might remember somebody came in and randomly tipped me like 80 quid, but it was like I didn't really trust the person. It seemed a bit strange, and they didn't get back in touch with me. My email. It felt like some kind of strange op from some troll who looked like he wanted to try and charge me. So I just gave him back that fucking money. It's too much fucking pressure, that shit. So I personally prefer super chats because I feel they're better for there's more security as well. I don't know who's super chatting me. I get when people tip me, I get your email address and all that shit. You know what I mean? And it's like I know who. So it's one of those things. It's like I know who people are. I feel like I see details I really shouldn't see when people tip me because it's just part of the fucking feature. Super chats, I don't see that shit. Obviously, I see a fucking username and that's it. So you get some security from YouTube because you're giving your whoever you want to give money without them fucking seeing shit. Damien's asking how long do you think is going to milk the loss of the $1,000? At least until payday next month. So for another month or so. You guys know I personally prefer super chats because I think it's better overall for me and you. I don't mind waiting till I get the fucking money because unlike Phil, I'm not fucking blowing through my money every single fucking day at a rapid fucking pace. Nah, I'm a responsible human being and I fucking make sure I try and make my money last as long as I can. So yeah, Phil fucking just rattles through money, just like it's like a fucking machine gun firing. He just blows through all the fucking dollars. He's got a finger in his trigger holding it down the whole fucking time. Dollars flying out. Like a fucking minigun, man. That's not a normal way to fucking handle your money. Phil should not be in charge of his own finances. He is horrendously bad at being in charge of his money. He's made that abundantly clear. But yeah, thank you very much, Jonathan J, for super chat. I appreciate it. And Graham as well, thank you very much. I do still like tips, don't get me wrong, it's nice to get money like straight away, what I mean? But I just feel, if I had to pick between one and the other, I would say super chats are better for both the person giving and receiving. That's just my take on it. I still do appreciate either way, don't get me wrong. But yeah.
Long term, but we're not going to get any rewards additional from what we've already got. Okay? Super chats, super stickers, they're great. They help the channel long term. I'm appreciative because this month you guys gave me a bunch. This is one of the highest super chat months I've had in a long time. I appreciate that very much. That will help. However, I'm trying to make up for the fact that I just got paid by YouTube last week, and it was a much lower payment than I usually receive because of the trolling I had with the false copyright strikes last month. Yeah, losing all those members hurt me really bad in the wallet. $1,000 less than what I would usually receive. So tipping right now would allow me to adjust to that and be able to afford all of my costs of bills and everything coming up. And in addition, like I said, this coming up on Wednesday, my day off, I'm going to be heading out and looking for Halloween decorations and the likes. Already I kind of have some additional costs coming up this week that I need to do. And now it comes at a time when I have, very tight wallet and tight budget because of what happened. So tipping would help me tremendously because number one, with tip, I get it immediately and it allows me to spend it towards something important like a bill or maybe these new decorations or whatever. But in addition...
WWE champions, let's be honest. WWE fucking champions. Phil is not fucking required to buy more new Halloween fucking decorations. He's got a whole bunch in his fucking closet waiting to be used. He has Halloween decorations already in there he can use for his streams. Why the fuck has he held on to his Halloween decorations in his closet if he's not going to fucking use them? It makes no fucking sense that he holds on to that shit then. This is the thing, it's a needless fucking expense. I understand trying to fucking do up your fucking daft, stream for the fucking Halloween shit, but he's acting like he's going to need to spend hundreds of fucking dollars on the shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, Phil? What in the absolute fuck is wrong with you fucking blowing through money at a rapid fucking pace? Just be fucking smart, be fucking responsible with your fucking finances.
I actually get more of a cut of tips, which I don't think a lot of people understand. And listen, I get it. Some people don't like PayPal. I hate PayPal for whatever reason. I have a gripe with them. I don't trust them. Fine. There's other ways you can contribute. Did you know that? Did you know I have a Patreon? Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. If you pledge to my Patreon right now, I get that right now. Like literally, I can use that in the next week if you pledge to my Patreon today. So if you don't like PayPal, pledge to my Patreon. Why not? It helps, and it helps me directly. Okay? Thanks. Or here's another way. in the next month, I'm going to be buying a tremendous amount of games. Just off the top of my head, it's probably 6 to 8 games I need to buy in the month of October, okay? How can you help with that? Credits for the various gaming networks. You can buy gift cards for Nintendo Online, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and they have codes on them. All you gotta do is send me the code. Shoot me an email with the code that I can redeem and spend towards games. That helps tremendously. You know, it's not just about, oh, send me cash and shit. It's about actually using it for useful things of the business. And yeah, that would help me tremendously if people did that in the month of October to help defray the cost of all these games coming out at once. All right? So there you go. Just some ideas to throw out there. But in particular, this week, tips or Patreon would help me a lot. So if you can tip, please do. If you don't like PayPal, check out patreon.com/darksidefil and consider. Sound good?
Yeah, he said sound good, and he also snorted. Let me just add one more to the snort counter. And also let me tick off sound good. That is a bingo right there. We are 3 away. 3 away from a full house, guys. We need them to say would be great. We need him to say hate to say, and we need him to fucking fold, cross his arms like a grumpy wee bitch.
There you have it. I have no idea why people are bringing up Discord. There's no Discord, and there's not going to be a Discord. I've told you guys around why there's no Discord. It's too much trolling activity. I would never have a Discord because there's too much trolling going on, so I don't have a formal Discord, nor am I playing.
I'd like to remind people that he can actually have Discord integrate his members. Discord can actually actively know who to fucking include in his Discord through his YouTube memberships, and they could only include YouTube members. Phil has a Discord, we've seen this already. WWE Champions evidence shows him using Discord. I think he tried to actually have a fan-made Discord one time, and then like 1 or 2 detractors got in, and Phil said, "Oh, it's been invaded by detractors," and he shut the whole thing down. He's like, "Fuck that shit." And plus, yeah, he's got his own fucking mod Discord. Yeah, this is a thing he completely neglects to fucking think about, having a fucking members-only Discord, which is automatically set up and done by him by the Discord itself. Discord fucking ties in with his YouTube and connects it to his YouTube channel, so it can pick who the members are, so it knows who to include. You can't just fucking have some randomer pop in there. Of course, that means that any fucking detractors that are gifted, membership can get in there.
Planning on ever doing one, okay? A bunch of people just all of a sudden start saying Discord in the chat. I don't have a fan Discord. Okay. Shoutouts. On the YouTube side of things, Vamp DT89 did a super chat and says, "Is the special October goal that you'll eat bacon sweats on stream?" I don't even know what that means. Bacon sweats? The fuck is that? From my understanding, and this is just me guessing, because I don't even know what that means. Sometimes, when you eat unhealthy food, something that's high in fat or high in, calories or something, you eat it, and as you're digesting it, you actually start to sweat, right? That's happening. Like, oh man, I ate some heavy, bad food. Oh my God, sweating now. Is that, you would think that's what you call the bacon sweats, right? Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I thought. I could be completely...
Well, fucking shout out to Sunswap Gallery. He's not been making videos, last week or so because he's not been feeling too well, I believe. But I think he's getting better. I did see him on Twitter. I think it was Twitter or it's YouTube community post talking about how he wasn't too well lately, so he hasn't made many videos. But yeah, shout out to Sunswap Gallery. I'm sure he'll have a wee spell on his face seeing that fucking reference come up there. Bad Luck says, Nugget of Truth. He said, "I don't have a fan Discord." But I don't know, he has a mod Discord, Bad Luck. Has been verified. Essentially, he has his own moderator Discord where he communicates with his mods about certain things. He basically just... I don't know if Phil uses it a whole lot himself, but he's got it for his fucking mods anyway. But he definitely has a Discord. He just does not want to have a fan Discord because it's too much effort for him to fucking control and maintain. Even if our fucking people could be in charge of that shit and trying to maintain it, Phil doesn't want to fucking bother with it. Chris Daxter says, "Like, I cannot watch this Pops man without others such as you, King, and Pop, and Ann doing commentary." Cheers, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I try to be... It's like, I do appreciate the Raw streams as well, like Raw DDM, I do appreciate, especially if I got to make a fucking video on it and all, The Raw DDM and Dark Dave mirrors are invaluable tools for people making videos and all, but that's what I'm saying. I was trying to do something a bit different, and nobody was doing bingo before in a stream, so it's a good idea to try and endure Phil's nonsense while having a bit of fun trying to win a game of bingo. And plus, you guys can win a bit of money from it. If we get 3 more ticked off here, one of you guys can win 25 quid. So there's a wee incentive as well to win some money, and I'm able to give back to you guys because you guys have been so fucking generous and supportive of me. So I love it when I give back to you guys, man. Big time, man. It feels fucking good to be able to fucking give back for all the support you guys have shown me. So fingers crossed we get 3 more ticked off, guys, and we have our full house.
You're wrong. I'm just guessing. I don't know what the term really means. That's what I actually thought it meant. So I don't know how you can eat bacon sweats. That sounds disgusting. But thanks for the super chat, I guess. Okay. Shout out to Snow Carl with his first tip of the day in a little segment that I like to call Snow Carl's Asking Me Something. So, our first question from Snow Carl for the day. Since you've spoken quite a bit about over the years, since you've spoken quite a bit about it over the years due to your issues and struggles, what would you say was your worst and best financial decision since the advent of your YouTube career? I hope it's an okay question because it could help others. I can't really answer that right now because that's something that I have to consistently think like deeply about. You guys know some of the things I've explained over the years. Like, for example, when I moved out here, I very erroneously assumed that I was going to continue to make the same amount of money that I was making before I moved out here, and that didn't happen. Within 1 year, because of the trolling and shit against me, my income tanked, and it destroyed me, and I couldn't afford stuff anymore. I couldn't even make minimum payments on my bills and shit, and that's when my credit got ruined. So that's just one of many examples, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about it for 20, 30 minutes. That is literally a question for Ask the King. That's a really good question for Ask the King. So you want to come back and ask me that during Ask the King? Great. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it on the podcast. Sorry. Okay. Invincible. Timmy $1.50 says, are you a fan of bacon sweats? I hear they're delicious. Gee, I think there may be some relation between this tip and that super chat. What do you guys think? Anyway, thanks for the tip. Snow Carl has asked me a second question in a little segment that I like to call, Hey, what else is Snow Carl going to ask me today? Okay. The second question from Snow Carl. He says, one thing I've noticed over the past year or two, you developed what can be described as a verbal tic. You keep saying style, like fantasy style, X style. Is this something that you have reflected on or not noticed? Thanks. I'm not sure. I mean, one of the...
we picked up on it. It's on a fucking bingo card. Look at the fucking second column at the bottom row. Something style. He says it all the damn time. It's just incredible. And this is what I'm saying. He says it so much. We have it on the bingo card as a possible thing of all the things Phil does and says a lot of. And he's not even aware. Let's rewind his answer.
Past year or two, you developed what can be described as a verbal tic. You keep saying style, like fantasy style, X style. Is this something that you have reflected on or not noticed? Thanks. I'm not sure. I mean, one of the things that someone always made fun of me for is when I called MotorStorm Apocalypse a driving style racing game, as opposed to all those non-driving style racing games, like all those foot racers. They're just very popular genre these days, right? But I'm not sure. You guys certainly would notice mannerisms in my dialect more than I would, simply because I'm the person saying them, while you're the person listening and digesting and processing what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You could be correct. Perhaps I have started saying style more and more. I wouldn't know. Cue the person who makes a montage of me saying style 422 times back to back, and he says that he took that footage over the last year. There you go. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm saying I haven't noticed. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Now, Choco Boko has tipped $5. Thank you, Choco Boko. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. I almost typed in Choco Bobo again, didn't I? I don't know why I do that. I always type in Choco Bobo. Anyway. Oh my God, that is absolutely terrible and disgusting. I'm really apologetic, guys, for being such a revolting and disgusting and violent individual. I don't know why you put up with me every day. All right, Choco Boko has tipped me $5. And he says, I just checked Twitter. Today's the 10th anniversary of Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. We all know that it died, but it's still nice to remember that collection. I agree. For those who don't know, Marvel vs. Capcom Origins was a collection that contained some of the classic versus games. If I'm remembering correctly, didn't it have Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom? I'm trying to remember exactly the games that were in it. It was either 2 or 3, but I think it was 2. And it was funny because no one played the first one, but everyone played Marvel vs. Capcom 1. That was the game that I was actually very highly ranked in. I was never a world champion, but I always did really well. I was one of the best in Connecticut. I was regarded as one of the best players on the East Coast of the United States. And then overall, at the very final major competition they ever had for the game at the B5 tournament held in California, this was before it became EVO the next year, I ranked top 5. I think it was 5th place. And the only reason that I was 5th place is because they made me play the same fucking guy from Connecticut that I came with. You know, sparring partners who play each other all the time. Yeah, I had to play him in the tournament. I flew across the country to play my fucking neighbor because they ran the tournament so poorly and rigged it so that people would eliminate each other so that West Coast players could make top 3 even though they didn't deserve it because they weren't that good. Sorry, I'm a little bit of an honest guy. Anyway, so yeah, I remember that collection was quite good. And I played it for a while. The problem was there really just wasn't a giant player base for it. I remember even back then, 10 years ago, having issues trying to find consistent players for it. So after maybe a couple of weeks, I didn't really play it that much anymore. But I liked it, you know, again, being that I was one of the top ranked players in that game, it was nice to show to an audience how fun those games were back in the day. What's funny about that is, and it died, right? Like after that, no one really cares about the classic versus games anymore, which is weird because you would think you could sell a collection of them. You know, you could do X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1. You could sell that in a collection. You can see the history of the versus series and how it evolved over time. Add online play, make it like the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I think it would sell, especially because people like the Marvel game so much. But I think it's licensing. I think licensing deals expire because it's Marvel characters, and that's why it's never happened. Anyway, I enjoyed it. So thank you, Chocoboko, for that little trip down memory lane. The Snorlax King has sent me $1.50. He says, here's to a good stream of Call of Duty today. I'm ready for multiplayer gameplay. I just want to say, I love trolls making memes of me on Twitter because I dared to support you last night during Disney Valley. I find it hilarious. I'm not mad. You have to understand, Snorlax King, they do it to everyone. Like, literally every single person who supports my streams gets harassed by these idiots. The best way to go about it is block them everywhere and ignore their existence because all they want is a rise out of you. That's literally why they do it. This moment where you just addressed it is exactly what they were looking for. You gave them what they wanted. The best way to...
The guy literally said that he kind of liked it though. I mean, the fucking guy's not fucking crying about it. He's mentioned it and says he's actually, you know, amused by it. So the guy has not fucking suffered much fucking mental distress or anything about this. Bill's the one that's fucking getting more upset about it than the guy is, it sounds like. Big fucking deal. I mean, guys, that's one of those things. We've actually had some random Phil fans and fucking paypigs or some of them seem to turn up in here sometimes, and I don't mind that personally, guys. We're just playing bingo and we're watching Phil say and do things, and if we can get a full house from it, we're happy. Our aim here is obviously just to try, obviously, we're enduring this guy's idiotic nonsense. You guys are hearing me ramble at times as well, but we're trying to obviously, we're playing a wee game of bingo as well. That's the kind of main thing. I don't give a shit who turns up in fucking chat, you know, and it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't tell people what to do with their fucking money. Phil tries to, you know, but if people want to give Phil money, you're not going to stop people, stupid people from blowing money and stupid things. If Phil's convinced these fucking deadheads to fucking give him money, that's just the way it is, you know. A fool and their money are easily parted, as the old saying goes. It is what it is. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I don't care if fucking, you know, if paypigs turn up in here and just fucking blether on, whatever, you know, it's just, we're playing bingo, having a fucking good time. You know, obviously these fucking guys are fucking giving Phil money, it's their fucking money, and if they're not clued into where that money goes, that's their own fucking fault for not paying attention. We've told them where the money goes. We've fucking made it perfectly clear what Phil does with their money. If they're happy with that, that's on them.
To go about it, completely ignore them, pay absolutely no heed to them whatsoever, act like they don't exist. Because they don't. Those aren't meaningful humans. Those are wastes of time in life. Why else would they sit on the internet hating on people all day? They're losers. So just fucking ignore them, and then they just, poof, they're gone. They don't affect important people. They don't.
Wow, Jesus Christ, what an amazing amount of copium that was, Phil. Aye, ignore him. Aye, just like you fucking claimed you're going to ignore RTU, and then you fucking made some random ass Patreon video about him, reacting to his stuff. You claimed the guy was dead to you, and you're going to fucking ignore him and never fucking talk about him again. And then what happens? You fucking make an actual Patreon video talking about him. I'm going to say, I said this earlier on, I actually said this randomly, and then that being said, podcast earlier on, Phil's big fucking problem with RTU wasn't about the fact that RTU watches the tractor thing sometimes and reacts to it. No, the one big thing that crossed the line for Phil Burnell about Rich was that Rich validated the detractor content. He said he believed that video that Secret made about the Ray Champions. He watched that video himself and he says, you know what, I believe this video is authentic, I believe this video is genuine, I believe the claims made in this video by his detractor. He gave it validation to his own audience that he believed Phil Burnell had a problem spending this money in the Ray Champions, and Phil Burnell could not handle it, and he flipped off the handle, and this is where Phil drew the fucking line and said, you know what, that guy's an asshole and all that shit, you know, and I hate that guy, I'm not talking about that guy again, I want nothing to do with that guy, and so on and so on and so on. That was the fucking straw that broke the camel's back. And exactly, Kevin Walker, big up Secret Limited for that fucking video, that Secret Limited video about WWE Champions compelling all the evidence of Phil spending in it, not only spending in it, but him playing it, and the Moyle leaks, and all the evidence that points to Phil playing that stupid fucking mobile game. It all points to Phil Burnell. At the end of the day, there's so many bits of evidence that all points to Phil Burnell, and he can't handle the fact that somebody with a channel, Rich has got over 1 million people subscribed to him. He's got quite a lot of eyes on him at times, you know what I mean? He's got his own fucking section of trolls, not shit. But the fact of the matter is, he watched this detractor content, he believed that detractor content, he validated that detractor content to his audience, and Phil couldn't handle that. Phil has not properly been able to fucking debunk shit, because he can't debunk it. There's too much evidence to fucking debunk in that video. Instead he fucking pretends that it's all just lies and slander and hate, and he won't explain why.
Non-existent. Okay, thank you for that. I think we've covered everything, right? I think so. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks. That's the podcast for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's end the show. Let's get set up. And let's get ready for Call of Duty action. Sound good? I'm ready. I'm hot. It's getting hotter in here as the sun continuously beats on the front of my office, but getting excited. All right. Thank you, guys. And until next time tomorrow, chill out, peace out, stay cool. And I'll see you on level 1 tomorrow morning. Peace out. All right. Now that you're sufficiently creeped out, let's swap over. And yes, I will very briefly use the restroom. And then jump right in. It's not going to be an extended break or anything like that today. If you guys haven't noticed, in the last couple of days, my allergies are really starting to clear up. You notice today I'm not clearing my throat nearly as much, right? My post-nasal drip is finally starting to go away a bit, which is great. I'm feeling better, and I get the feeling in the next few weeks, this is the thing. The weather changes, the pollen starts being crazy, and yeah. So this is a good thing, especially heading into the busier fall gaming season. The last thing I want is constant yucky drippage and allergies and shit. You know, it's disgusting. I hate it. I think my camera needs to be moved slightly. How's that? Looks perfect, right? Cool. All right, guys. I shall return in just a moment. I'm just going to use the bathroom. When we come back, we jump right into Call of Duty. All right? I'll be right back. See you in a sec.
Naturally, I'm going to fast forward the crap out of this. He is definitely back. You know, he didn't even fucking run ads or anything. Yeah, that is fucking back there. The show's now over. I don't think he's going to do all 3 of these things before the end of Bingo, sadly. But we'll see, we'll see. He's back now. Let me just fix the... There we go.
Alright, I'm ready. My wife was telling me a story that we have a squirrel that's coming by in the backyard, and she was putting out actually like a bowl of nuts to see if the squirrel would eat them, and the squirrel was. And then there's a wild cat, like a actual like stray cat in our neighborhood that apparently was coming by, and it saw the squirrel, started chasing the squirrel around the neighborhood. So she was telling me all about it. That's where I was. I was like, damn, I missed all this action. I was in here with you guys. I missed it. I'm very upset. Okay. Gamer Guy. Thank you so very much, Gamer Guy, for a $5.19 tip. He says, sorry that I'm late. I can't wait for more Call of Duty. You're not late. You didn't miss anything. Here we go again with this. You didn't miss anything. We're just starting, Gamer Guy. Thank you for the tip. That is the biggest tip of the day so far. I appreciate that, Gamer Guy. $5.19. I believe you said that was Canadian, and that's why it kind of converts to a weird amount, right? There you go. Thank you, Gamer Guy. You know what I really like about my setup this year? Have you guys noticed that whenever I play a new game, I change the color scheme to the game? So, Modern Warfare 2 is all about green, right? So I'm able to make the leaderboard green, the lights on everything green. I really like this. And it means that I can like cater this to whatever game I'm playing. When I'm doing the Halloween event, I could do like orange, you know, for Halloween and stuff. I'm really enjoying this new setup this year. I think it looks a lot more professional on my streams. Here we go. Welcome to the beta. I was here yesterday. Okay. Here we go. And, weapons. Let's make sure. Yep. So it's the F-TAC. That's what it's called. The F-TAC Recon. And I'm trying to unlock attachments for it. Oh, I do have a rear grip. Recoil control. Oh, nice. I did unlock a new grip thing. Muzzle. This will give me... No, aim down sight speed less. I don't want less aim down sight speed. Inflict a wounding effect. But bullet velocity, damage range, and bullet penetration are all let... Nah. No. And then here we've got... Increase the aim down sight speed is all good, but ammo capacity only 5 bullets. So forget, I can't just only have 5 bullets. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. There you go. Gamer Guy says it was $7 Canadian and it converted to $5.19 American. Now you know the sweet spot to do a $5 tip. Oh, by the way, I talked about it at the beginning of the podcast. Again, guys, remember, for an $8 or more tip, Magic 8 Ball. So if you tip $8 or more, you can ask the Magic 8 Ball a question. So let's ask it right now. Will someone take advantage of this and ask the Magic 8 Ball a question today during Call of Duty?
Jeez, Phil, be fucking more transparent about fucking begging people to tip $8 each. Monetizing the hell out of this 8 ball. This fan donated 8 ball.
I'll look good. There you go. I had 2 positive answers from that thing today. What's going on? Hello, X Shooter. How are you? How's it going, man? Battle X Man says, what's your favorite Call of Duty? I get slack for mine being Advanced Warfare. Out of all the Call of Duties ever, probably either Call of Duty 2, yes, the old school World War I game, or Modern Warfare 1, the original, not the one from 2019. Those are probably my 2 favorites of all of them. Although I did play the living shit out of Modern Warfare 2 as well. Okay. I think we're good. I'm going to stick with the smoke. I actually like the smoke grenade a lot. Yeah, we're going to stick with everything else. I need to hit level 16 with this gun. Then I can unlock the SMG, which is what I'm going for today. Do we want to modify my kill streaks? I've unlocked a lot now. See that? Oh, man. And do I want it to go to kills or keep it as score streaks? Not sure. I'm actually not sure what's more beneficial, score streak or kill streak. Let's see. Cruise missile's all right. I usually get a kill with it. I don't like mortar strike because you have to use the pen, the light pen. I don't like that. Kugome says he's hit level 30. Is that the maximum? What am I right now? Level 13, I think it says. I think I'm level 13. I like the sentry gun, but it's hard to get. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these for now. And maybe later I'll change to chopper gun or something. But let's keep these for now. Okay. Let's jump right back into quick play. Yes, Kigome says that's the maximum right now. It's level 30. Got it. I like there's an 8 ball. There's actually an 8 ball emote on YouTube, which I didn't know. And as people started using it, since I added the Magic 8 Ball, I was like, oh. By the way, guys, just a reminder, a quick way you can help out the channel is just by liking the stream. We have over 300 people on the stream. It would be great if we get 100 likes today. And if we do, not only will it help this channel for engagement and visibility purposes, but also I'll do a bubble blow for you guys. All right, here we go. Here we go. Day 2 of the Modern Warfare 2 beta on
He is recording now for YouTube, so sadly guys, that is the end of bingo. We've got 22 out of 25, a strong card, but sadly not enough to get the full 25 out of 25. No full house today. This was a brutal bloody podcast, man. Jesus Christ, that was a brutal one, man. He was so bad for most of that. Jesus. I mean, the less said about that, the better. Guys, well, thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate it, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, however it goes. We're going to end this how we always end the goddamn stuff. Notorious PIG contributions, Pixar animations. If you want to give them a super thanks, the button's right there. You know, if there's any animated videos that Pixar has made that you really like, it doesn't have to be this one, obviously. He's made other ones as well. He's done like It's the Guy, and before, you know, he's got a new short. The Tyson video, Dark Side of Mrs. Mike Tyson. He's made a whole bunch of great videos in the past. You guys want to show some love in those videos, go to his videos, super thanks him. He's saving up money to get a new computer so he can make better animations for us to enjoy, you know? So it's a win-win for everyone combined. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end this how I always end things. We're going to watch Notorious PIG contributions because it's one of my favourite tunes, and Pixar done an amazing job animating the body video, you know. So, hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend, however you spend it. Thank you very much, guys, for, you know, keep me lighting the bingo card in the chat. Also for super chats and the tips. I would appreciate anything people give me. And yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo if you wish to join me then. Until then, peace out and have a good one.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money, when you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money. yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone.